This is smarthealthlab from Health to Zero Barcelona, the 7th edition of a melting pot of incredible power of innovation. Now about the incredible power of innovation. Next to me is Chrysanth Sulzberger. Look at the first name, Chrysanth, if you are not familiar with it. So this is a startup man from Switzerland, and I would like to ask him first the very true moment of the start of the idea, where it was. You know, was it in an apartment, at the beach, in an airplane?
I think it was actually in a hospital.
In a hospital?
Yeah, because I previously, in my previous job, I was working for a software vendor who implemented solutions in hospitals, and on a customer site, actually in Lausanne, I got to know that they are using quite often smartphones to document what they see with in photographs. So they document it with photographs and videos, and then that was the point when I started to think about, and yeah, that continued over years actually, and then yeah, I think about 1 year ago it became more and more not only an idea. I started to research, doing surveys, and really to see what is need. How can we add value to their process?
Okay, so maybe something which we add to that is the process. You know, it continues for you with a constant development of your idea, of your product. You know, you have the first experiences, then you have your business plan, whatever. You stick to a certain roadmap, but I think you have to be flexible to change that all the time, or maybe from time to time. When it comes to a certain development phase, or you have a block of concentrated work, where are you doing that? You know, are you hiding in a way in a mountain chalet in Switzerland, which we have, or what would be your idea? And do you have a theory or an instrument you apply when you work intensely on a further development?
Yeah, we work very closely since the beginning. We're working very close with our first customers, with our early adopters of the product. And before we even started to develop, we did interviews with the physicians, so to see what their actual needs are, and that helped us to validate which product they might need, they might use, and where they get the value out of it.
So we are talking about participatory design. In smarthealthlab, we are always open for new processes. Now we are changing the microphone. Maybe Chrysanth is coming back later. Thank you so far, Chrysanth. Here is coming, you see here, is a second man of innovation. Zack. This is Manuel Studer.
Hello.
After the Chief Executive Officer, we have the Chief Technical Officer. Now we are going to the product. We listened, or we understood it has something to do with measuring or making a photo with a smartphone. So we are not more than this. So please, Manuel, explain us what is your idea all about?
So in principle, nowadays on your smartphone you have the camera app and you have the photos app. And this is what is used today by the physicians. So what we said is there are two problems with this. One is data security, means like it lands on a photos app, and it might go into the cloud, it might go to use Dropbox and all that stuff, and it's not connected to the patient. So what we did basically is we built an app which is connecting images to the patient record, and it's secure. So physicians can use their own smartphone and then take pictures, videos, and as well measure wounds.
Yeah. So, but what pictures? Are these pictures of the hospital beds or the park around the hospital?
So that might be wounds just after a surgery, maybe before the surgery, melanoma. It could be in the surgery, like a video, because there's not always a camera around, or battery is not in the camera and cannot be used. So there are all sorts of scenarios where they want to use their smartphone, and in fact they're using it every time today. So they use WhatsApp, they use Dropbox, and well, they know it's not something which they should do, but it's very simple to use. And we want to really within 4 taps, you want that a picture can be linked to a patient record,
Yeah.
and can be shared then as well too.
So that means it's a future element, you know, about the digital documentation of patient data, which is an issue by itself anyway. You know, also in Switzerland, this is the e-health initiative is going on, and it needs a lot of applications there to solve the problem. So I also understand another question, something to add up. The product or the solution, it is not connected to Switzerland. So you would be open to sell it otherwise, or in any place?
Oh yes, absolutely. So we support the standards like HL7 or DICOM. So in theory, we can integrate to many hospitals in Europe and in the US as well. So, but right now we are focusing on the German market, but it's just to narrow our and to make sure that we get the feedback as good as possible to make the product better.
Okay. So I would have a last question again for Chrysanth. So thank you, Manuel. That was interesting. Goodbye.
Welcome.
But this is always, you know, with appreciation. smarthealthlab sometimes doesn't have time, you know, for all the formulas, but we are respectful.
Ready again.
Thank you. So this is Chrysanth Sulzberger. You see him again. Now, we talked just a while ago, in fact, 4 seconds, with the Manuel Chief Technical Officer. He is the Chief Executive Officer of imito AG. Imito AG. It's a Zurich-based startup company. So we just realized that your product is open to the whole world. Which markets could be, you know, in interest first? We heard about Germany already, but are there other markets you would like to go?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when we did research last year, we saw that they publish about this issue in other countries as well. So in Australia, for instance, in the US, they publish about the topic of smartphone-based clinical photography and about the issue of the privacy. So to have a privacy-compliant solution is not only in the German-speaking part of Europe an important product or an important niche. I think it's elsewhere too.
So I would sum it up like they should apply for a frequent flyer card, you know, being flexible like crazy, and providing the solution, the Swiss startup, almost everywhere in the world. Chrysanth Sulzberger, thank you for this interview.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Maurice.